Just because you follow the goddess of fire doesn't mean you need to literally consume everything you come across.
The fire is a favor I grant to those I meet. It makes them stronger, or it ends them mercifully if not.
The remaining unemptied beer steins of the Deerwood quake in fear.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Sid. That's a named character, so let's talk to you real quick.
I
Hail,
just
traveler.
want to find her. Surely even you can understand that.
A redhead stands by the fire, turning her lute and plucking its strings. Oh my god. She hums snatches of a melody as she goes. First time at the Dragon Gen. Normally I'd have a song ready, but I haven't quite worked out this tune yet. I'm writing some chants about the founding of this inn. Hey, you interested in the story? I haven't finished the chants, but I can tell you about it. Sure. Sure. Let's have it. Oh, excellent. These rustic fables are always great fun. Let me get out something to write with. Alligator rolls her golden eyes and exhales for an excessively long time through her nose. Oh, Alligator. Anyways, it was built in the time of Hadred's rebellion, and a dear lady Thenu once had a keep here. Thenu once had a keep here. One of the towers still stands, but the rest is said to be buried under the village. Anyway, she stuck to the side of the Empire, and a contingent of Duke Hadred's Knights of the Crucible helped the farmers and colonists in the area turn her keep to rubble. I prefer turn-based mechanics. Unfortunately, PoE 1 doesn't have this option. In all honesty, I do as well. Now, we'll have to say that if we are able to play at least one more run of Pathfinder before Woder comes out, Wrath of the Righteous, those of you who don't know, we'll probably play that run in turn-based. But when Woder comes out, from what if I recall correctly, it's going to have both options, but it's going to be more specified on the real-time with boss, and that's how we'll play it for our first run, and then the second run will be turn-based. But yeah, that's my thoughts. I'll play either one. I prefer turn-based, but I'll play what it's initially tuned for. Okay. This inn was the first building that sprang up from the ruin, built with some of the same bricks the colonists had pulled from the Lady Thenu's castle, they say. And supposedly, the quarters of her chief wizard even got lost in construction, mortared into a wall or nailed under a floorboard. Anyway, the inn was supposed to be a haven and a meeting place while the locals built their new town. What do you mean supposed to be? Deerwoodens are in an ornery lot, and the more these new neighbors met, the more they argued. They realized they didn't agree on much beside ousting the old lord. For a second there, I thought it was starting to play Pathfinder music. I was like, wait, hold on. It's kind of the same sound, but not the same tune. Okay. The biggest divide was over the Glanfathans and their nearby ruins. Hadred's knights and their supporters wanted to keep the peace, but a group of misfits with more anarchic learnings that had formed in town wanted to go after the tribes that they say the same way they gone after their lord. Soon the villagers were fighting with each other as much as with the adherents. In the end, memories of the Broken Stone War and the War of the Black Trees were fresh enough that the Duke's soldiers won the day. Most of the other villagers came around eventually, but some of the core troublemakers left to join the front lines of the War of Defiance and others. I've heard found their way into the Gilded Compass, the most forward-looking of the Glanfathen's tribes. I don't know if I believe that part myself, but it makes a good story. She points to the east wall. There's a portrait of one of the chief rabble-rousers and his rival in the peacekeeping faction. Someone's idea of a joke. I don't think they were particularly amused. Tell me about... I want to hear about the Broken Stone War. This game has commands? Interesting. The Warden... Okay, that was the first major conflict between the original Adirian settlers and the Glanfathens. Happened 3 years into colonization when some farmers knocked over an Adra Menhir that was part of Ingwithin ruin. The war didn't last long, but it spread quickly and claimed thousands in the early weeks. Most of the colonists didn't even realize there was a war going on until the Glanfathen raiders hit their villages. Ugh. Have I played Lost the Crown of the Magister? Yes, and I love it. Can't wait till the game officially comes out, which should come out next 4 months, I think, hopefully. Hold on, it's like October, November. Like April or May, something like that. Hopefully. Because they did say that they were going to try and make it a 6-month wait before the official release. But man, I can't wait to play. I can't wait for the full release of that. I do have a small playthrough. Incomplete by the way. A small playthrough of the early access. Only played the demo and it looks great. Yes, it's fantastic. And boom. There had been small spontaneous skirmishes between the colonists and the locals before then, but this was organized, and it was the start of decades of violence between the colonists and the Glanfathens. As you can see, Deerwood's full of history, even in a little village like this. Tell me about the War of the Black Trees. It started back in the colonial days, almost 30 years after the Broken Stone War. Even though isolated conflicts still broke out between the settlers and the Glanfathens, both sides had officially agreed to peace. Edrang Hedrit, Admeth's father, was Gref at the time. As part of peace negotiations, he'd signed treaties prohibiting Adirian colonists from looting Ingwithin ruins. However, he'd been unable to outlaw the use of captured Glanfathens as slaves. Oh, I see. I'm guessing a Gref is like a leader. Gref is the governor of a colony. Yeah, leader, essentially. The governor of a colony and is subservient to the Adirian emperor. The early leaders of the Adiri colony in the Deerwood included Edrang and Admeth Hedrard were Grefs. At the start of the War of Defiance, Admeth Hedrard declared himself Duke. Duck? God, I can't. Is it supposed to be Duke or is it supposed to be Duck? Let's just go with Duck. Himself Duck of the independent... Okay, that's kind of... That's funny, guys. Anyways, Adamant Hedges declared himself a Duck of an independent Deerwood rather than Gref of the Emperor's colony. It was the same term used for leaders of the newly independent Valian republics. Anyway, we hadn't had a Gref since. I see. Indeed, taking the Glanfathen slaves had continued to be a source of conflict. It came to a head when Imperial agents, aided by certain earls in the Deerwood, began looting the ruins again. That's like Duke. It's like apparently I'm guessing it's supposed to be Duke. Just it's supposed to be pronounced as Duke. It just doesn't have like an E or a K or whatever at the end. And so now it's just like Duck. See, the Empire had never actually agreed to Hedge's treaties on the matter, and this recent secession of the Valiant Republics likely left them eager to weaken Hadrit's position. The looting sparked a brutal slave uprising and guerrilla campaign among the Glanfathans. Edgerank Hedrit was too old to lead forces into battle, and so he sent his son, Adamith. Adamith made a costly but effective decision that ended the war faster than anyone could have imagined. He burned the forest near the Essay Ain River to keep the Glanfathan war bands from retreating. Thousands of Glanfathans died as Adamith repeated his scorched earth tactics in the following months. He wore down the remainder of their forces. To this day, over 150 years later, there are still sections of the Deerwood where the trees were nothing but bare, charred trunks. Ah.
We're decent folk, my lord. Perhaps you should leave and check the wilds.
Well met, friend.
What was the innkeeper digs inside a mug with a dirty rag. His eyes under his thick brows are tired but watchful. He gives you a quick nod as you approach the bar. Don't see many travelers these days. Something I can do you for? What was that? What was your exchange with that nobleman about? He looks up from polishing his stand and glowers at the lord. Folk around here's decent. They mind their own business. You want to stick your nose in it? Go talk to him yourself. Oh. Well, question about Deerfoot. Have you seen an Orlan called Nearfray? He jerks his head at the stairs. Twitchy lady, that one. Oh, well, tell me about the village. Walk from one bridge to the next and you see it. We're quiet, hard-working folk. We keep to ourselves and don't take to being pushed around. He glares at the well-dressed man standing off to the side. I think I know what's going on here. Used to be a castle here, built by some of Adirian Thanes back when the Empire first came. Only one tower still standing, and that's part of Irgil's shop now. Sid, that bard by the fire could spin you the yarn if you're so interested. Who lives in Deerford? Not many anymore. Hard to keep people around when everyone hears birthing Hollowborn. Right. But we got a few who stick around and do business. Intrigue Gills the leather courier, Hendina crafts potions, and Withra chains and general goods. Rambo's a pig farmer, or was, anyways. Something happened to Rumble's pigs, I take it? Damn ogre carried them off. Now he squeals more than his herd ever did. He shrugs. It is rotten luck. Ugh. Alright, well, never mind. Talk about something else. I suppose we can talk to the Lord Herod. And the man wears the deer-style robes. Simple. We should probably have Aloth for this.
My beasts take them all.
I want Aloth for that one. Just give me a second, guys. My eyes just started itching. I gotta. Okay, there we go. The Orlan hovers by the window, peering out of it every few seconds. As you enter the room, she watches you carefully, her hand hovering over her stiletto. She cranes her head to peer behind you. Anyone follow you? Who sent you? Someone told me you were responsible for heinous killings in Defiance Bay. Knights of the Crucible +4. Let me guess. Was that someone named Medrith? She draws her stiletto. You're a big shot with Crucible Knights. If I'd gone on some kind of ranch page, don't you think you'd have heard about it? I got on the wrong side of his employers, and now he's after me. But if you're here to do his dirty work, I won't make it easy on you. Relax. I just want to hear your side of the story. What story? And the Dominels came after me. I just happened to rob the wrong place. How was I supposed to know they'd already claimed it? She runs her hands under her hood through her hair. It was an honest mistake. I'm just trying to survive now, and if you spoke with Meredith, you know where he's waiting. Please help me get out of here. Yeah, no. Go east. Medrith's waiting for you just west of the river. She nods slowly. All right, I'm trusting you. Don't have much choice. See if you can send him the other way. That should buy me some time. Apparently Meredith didn't give me the whole story. I totally pressed the wrong button. Oh boy. Totally pressed the wrong button on that one. Anyways, let's go and have ourselves a talk with Meredith here.
What I do for fun, aside from each other? Do you just gape at every shiny object that comes along? Or is that just what you do when abroad?
Takoa may be more traditional, but it has its share of festivals. Drink a little wine, find someone to dance with.
Wine and dancing? Oh, guess I had it all wrong. So no shark races and undersea orgies?
No, that's all true.
Oh no. I think I'm gonna like Kana's and oh god. They're obvious. Oh, I'm gonna like their conversations, aren't I? Oh, this is gonna be good. Wine and dancing, no shark races or undersea orgies. Oh, that's all true. Oh my god. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to deceive this guy. She snuck out the back of the inn and went north. He squints at you, pulling the grass into two flimsy threads. Did she now? And how would you have known that? The innkeeper told me. And said the bed sheets were hanging out the window. She won't get far. He grins and hands you a Oh, because I lied and told. You've been most helpful. My employers in the House of Dominel send their thanks. Okay. That was good. That was great. God. Can't believe she's actually going to level up way before everyone else now. Okay. That's a grieving mother?
There's an odor that could sear the memories from your skull.
Really? Okay, we'll talk about this later. Get back to the dyes. I'll take care of our customers.
How do you do?
You looking to purchase something? Show me what you have for sale. What's in the collapsed tower? It's collapsed, nothing. He rolls his eyes and shrugs. A few hides and on stretching racks and towel stench danglers always rumbling about. The rest of the keep's dust, just like the fool lady they knew who tried to hold it. There's a bard at the end who'll tell you about it. Gotcha. Let's see what you have for sale then. Ooh, an exceptional dagger. Armor. Exceptional armor. Oh. What do you got here? Girdle, minus 70% critical damage taken. Ooh, and there's a troll hide belt. Plus 1 endurance per 3 seconds. I'll just go and grab both of them. Thank you very much. I do need to get you, buddy, some equipment. Oh, I should have. No. Oh well. Do you have a belt? You do. It's a Grant's knockdown. You have a belt? Endurance 1. We'll do that. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Oh, wait. That was a waste of money. It's starting to go through my mind now. That's a regen item, but it's a very slow regen item. So that's not necessarily something I want. This I might actually go ahead and I think I'll go ahead and grab this. Because pretty cheap magical item. They might do some good.
Right.
Good day, stranger.
Okay, how'd you get burned? Hold on. A young woman leans against a wagon. One arm on one side of her face are covered in bandages with raw or rippled flesh showing underneath. A minty, tangy scent wafts from her dressing. As she smiles painfully, just ventured in town. I'm about to dry on some stocks. But you're welcome to have a look. How'd you get burned? Honest stew. She turns her face to the ground. By the flame, how bad does it look? Just say it. I know you'll tell me the truth. It looks like it hurts. She laughs roughly. That's a mighty soft way of putting it. I've been keeping an eye on a drake's nest east of town at Deerford Crossing. The beast stayed just long enough to lay a clutch and moved on. Thank the Sky Mother it wasn't a full-grown dragon. She looks at her bandaged arm and grimaces. Fresh eggs are much more useful than the ones that get passed between merchants or left in nests for weeks or more. And the clutch looked to be at its peak, though I'd see about getting an egg, but I didn't realize so many of them had already hatched. or that young worms were so territorial. What's so special about these eggs? They're one of the strongest tonics known to Kith. If you leave out Carol-Golan, of course, not saying anyone should take that, but dragon eggs are known to make Kith bold, purposeful. Some even think they'll protect from bioax. She shrugs. All I know is everyone's pining after potions made from dragon eggs. But the damn rose can't reach none of my suppliers, so I'm stuck with whatever I can scrounge up in the wood. Deercap, river reed, and the like. I could get that. I can get an egg for you. She keeps her gaze ready, steady, but you see hope kindle in her eyes and a twitching at the corners of her mouth. I sure hope you're not leading me on. I don't think I could stand getting burned again. If you really mean to go after it, I'd certainly pay you. Just remember, big as they are, dragon eggs are fragile, and there's a lot more I can do with a whole one.
Hail and well met.
Anything else I can do for you? Tell me about the dragon egg. It's in a nest is perched in a cliff on the east end of Deerford Crossing. That's out in the wilds, just east of here. I'm sure there are others elsewhere. Wait a minute. Didn't I already go there? Oh dear. That's out in the wilds just east of there. Here, I'm sure there are others elsewhere, but the one at Deerford Crossing is just the aid I need. If you head out that way, be careful. The place was crawling with worms when I went out there, and I can't imagine they've gone anywhere else. Wrong road. Whew. As noise of disgust rattles from her throat, brigands, looters, you name it. The gods may be howling about our babies, but it's grown folk that's rubbing out the rest of us. And people are scrambling to find Spade because they hear there's unhealthy births there, and all those refugees and abandoned homes attract desperate sorts like flies on dog shit. Well, show me where's. See what you got. Ooh. I'll take all you. What am I sitting at? Yeah, I'm just gonna buy her out of ingredients because, you know, ingredients. Trade. I'll take it. Thank you very much. Potions now. What do we got? Also grab you. And that's it. Sweet, nest egg.